to the field. We just see Josie Altidore back there, and Stu, he enters on quite a run courtesy of his exploits with the U.S. men's national team winning the Gold Cup.
And Rob, I think the biggest key there is that Josie Altidore made it through a summer tournament and he is healthy. Yep. That's good news for Toronto FC. It's good news for Major League Soccer, and it is even better news for this U.S. men's national team because Josie Altidore scoring goals and a healthy Josie Altidore. I'm looking forward to seeing what he's going to do tonight up against Sergio Ramos.
Speaking of Toronto FC, they may have the best player in the league right now, Lex.
He might ultimately go down. Sebastian Giovinco as the best player in MLS history. He has scored goals. Keep in mind, this is a guy that came over from Juventus, over in Serie A, came over from the Italian national team. I think he will be relishing the opportunity to run against Real Madrid. He took the road less traveled, but it certainly has worked out for him.
How about the weather cooperating? Did a little sprinkle before the game? The conditions could not be better. It's time to entertain.
Just to turn up the humidity a little bit higher here in Soldier Field.
Please welcome Major League Soccer Commissioner Don Garber, Real Madrid President Florentino Perez, United States Soccer Federation President Sunil Gulati, Chicago Fire owner and chairman Andrew Hoffman, and Target Executive Vice President and Chief Marketing Officer Rick Gomez as they greet tonight's teams and officials.
We've seen a lot of legendary clubs come to the United States to take on the MLS All-Stars, Manchester United and Chelsea, but there's something different about this Real Madrid club in town, having won back-to-back Champions League titles.
This is a chance for their fans as well to celebrate their most recent success. A lot of people have put them up there. This is one of the best teams on the planet. Not just now, but maybe ever. As far as the way they performed in the last couple of years, terrific stuff.
The Illinois Army National Guard. Over the last decade, more than 22,000 soldiers and airmen from the Illinois National Guard have served overseas in Iraq, Afghanistan, and other foreign countries defending our freedom. Now, please welcome multi-platinum singer and songwriter Jen Carlos as he sings the national anthem of the United States of America.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land and of the free and the home of the brave?
That is how you put on a pregame performance. Now can the league match it on the field when the whistle blows? For the call, upstairs, John Strong and Brad Friedel.
Thank you, Rob. Hi, everybody. We were there in Cardiff 2 months ago as Real Madrid won the UEFA Champions League title. At his press conference the day before, Zinedine Zidane said, I don't have to motivate my players for a Champions League final. Motivation is for the preseason afterwards. So what's Real Madrid's motivation tonight?
Yeah, when you have such a successful season, the players and the coaching staff are going to want to take a physical and a mental break. But when you play for Real Madrid, most of the players will only get about 4 weeks off. And when you come back, you have to hit the ground running. That actually ties right into my Continental Tire Analyst Corner, because yes, this is for fitness levels. Yes, you don't want your players to get injured, but you're going to be under pressure to win games. They're going to be having Manchester United coming up, Barcelona 2 more times. But the easiest Analyst Corner ever for MLS team, they're here to put on a show. This is a friendly game. Want the attacking players to attack. Not so fun for the goalkeepers and defenders sometime, but let's have some fun today.
The man in charge of that show is Veljko Paunovic, head coach of the Chicago Fire. He's in the middle of overcoming, maybe on track for one of the biggest turnarounds in MLS history, and it's his captain who's the captain for MLS tonight, Bastian Schweinsteiger. For more on him, Katie with him is down on the field.
Well, John, and that captain has a unique take on the All-Star game. Bastian Schweinsteiger said he first fell in love with Major League Soccer back in 2014 in Portland when he was playing the All-Stars with Bayern Munich. When asked why, he talked about the atmosphere, singling out seeing the fans firsthand and how much they loved the sport here in the U.S. He also talked about turning to his brother and saying, why wouldn't I come play here in MLS? His goal tonight, it was simple. He said, I want to win. But he also talked about wanting to try to skip out on that post-match shirt squat, hoping to hold on to his first ever MLS jersey. For more on Real Madrid, let's go to Kate Abdo.
Yeah, we heard from Toni Kroos yesterday, trying to put a bit of a positive spin on the results that they've had in pre-season. Yes, of course, admitted they haven't been the results that they have wanted, but did say that this is a team that is in absolutely fantastic physical form. It was interesting hearing him talk about Zinedine Zidane. Said that, he's almost like a German coach, just how hard he trains. He said for him personally, that was something that saw him through right throughout to May. At the end of last season, he felt in good form. It was something we saw with Ronaldo as well, whose fitness was managed so well by Zinedine Zidane last season. So yes, not the results that they have wanted, but still in fine form.
And Kate, listen, Zinedine Zidane has been nothing but perfect. A year and a half as head coach of this team. He's won the UEFA Champions League twice. He's won La Liga. He's won 5 different Coach of the Year awards. But as a player there and now as a coach, he understands you're always under pressure for the next result. Alan Chapman, 42 years of age, is the man in charge. His 7th year in MLS. Referee of the recent friendly between RSL and Manchester United. Ref cam tonight. Brad and I can sympathize. The bald head means it sort of stands out a bit more, but it is a wet one out there. It is humid. The winds come in. You still got some of the smoke from the fireworks. Veljko Paunovic talked to us yesterday about just trying to fit all the pieces together. Every other coach in the league calling him saying, don't play my guy too much. We've all got games on the weekend. But he said he's had so much fun the last couple of days with this amazing collection of talent. 22nd time we've gotten together to do this. The 2017 MLS All-Star Game is underway. From a rainy but sold-out Soldier Field in Chicago, it's the MLS All-Stars in blue. It is Real Madrid in their very familiar white. Back-to-back UEFA Champions League winners. They've got the UEFA Super Cup coming up, the Spanish Super Cup, and right back to action just about 2 months after wrapping up the UEFA Champions League title over Juventus. For the MLS All-Stars in the midst of mid-season, in the midst of games on the weekend and this coming weekend. A couple of days of practice, and as we've seen over the last couple of years, want to put on a good show for themselves and for the league that they play in. And again, it's a different type of match, Brad. So what are you interested in seeing early on tonight?
Again, from the MLS players, I'm looking for the players, especially the attacking players. If you look at the front three, David Villa, Altidore, Jovinko, you have Schweinsteiger in the middle, you have Kaká in the middle. I want to see all their skills come out tonight. Doesn't really matter if they win or lose, so I want to see lots of goals from them. From Real Madrid, it's completely different. They're here for fitness levels. They're here not to get injured as well. They've got big games on the horizon. Manchester United, Barcelona twice in the Spanish Super Cup, and then the league starts. And one loss over there puts anybody, doesn't matter how many trophies you've won, it puts anyone under pressure. I think the ball's flat.
Inauspicious. And Chapman on top of it. And the conditions change quickly. It had been a wonderful, beautifully sunny day. It is still summer in the Midwest.
I don't feel it.
You're fine, yeah, where we are.
And I still don't see the baldness either, John. That's why I got glasses now.
Marcos Llorente, one of a handful of new faces in this Real Madrid first team this season. Nice shot as Isco is on the turn, and Lucas Vazquez now taken away by Bastian Schweinsteiger.
We mentioned it when we were overdoing all the Real Madrid games, Atletico, and then the final. Every time Isco touches the ball, the crowd goes crazy.
David Villa, a historical thorn in Real Madrid's side, although you saw a fun embrace between him and Florentino Perez, their president, and just off his line in time was Keylor Navas in front of Sebastian Jovinko. Greg Garza has gone down. He was involved in a challenge there, sliding in for that ball just a moment ago. One of the two Atlanta United players voted in by this remarkable new fan base in the South to the MLS Fan 11.
It's a tackle, and as he landed his shoulder, you see his right arm was outstretched. I know that feeling very, very well. All the way it went down.
Well, it's such a concern. You never want to have an injury in an all-star game.
No, and that's the one thing you don't. I mean, neither team wants to have injuries, but your player goes, such a great occasion, get to play against an incredible team, one of the world's best, with incredible players. This array of talented players MLS has.
And for Greg Garza in particular, it's been a remarkable turnaround. He had about a year and a half without playing, a hip problem that popped up just about 2 years ago. Long rehab, wasn't getting games at Tijuana. They've loaned him out this year to Atlanta, where he's been an everyday starter at left back. And a team trying to be the first expansion team since Seattle in 2009 to make the playoffs. They've got a game Sunday night at Sporting Kansas City Live here in FS1. And so Tata Martino and Carlos Bocanegra and everyone down in Atlanta really concerned by what they're seeing down there. That ball did not get out of the 18-yard box, so they'll have to retake the goal kick. And it does sound like Garza will be coming off, as you would understand, being very cautious about that.
Well, I hope it is a precaution instead of actually dislocating his shoulder or something of that nature. But it didn't look nice. And when you put the full weight of the body on the ground like that with the arm outstretched, very painful.
Toni Kroos, who won a World Cup with Germany alongside Bastian Schweinsteiger, longtime teammates at Bayern Munich, playing opposite sides of this All-Star game tonight. Here's Isco now. It's Michael Bradley, who's setting up as a center back, and Jelle Van Damme out at left back, Garza's position, as the MLS All-Stars play with 10.
Well, you don't see this often with David Villa having to come back as the left back.
Playing a 5 at the back right now. Marco Asensio. Hernandez, Isco rather. Back for Toni Kroos. Looking to thread it in for Lucas Vazquez, and Howard was there.
Oh, it's a clever little look by Toni Kroos and a great run from outside to in by Lucas Vazquez.
Don Schweinsteiger able to pick it up. He's got Altidore running to his left. Jovinko's in the middle. David Villa joining up as well. It's in for David Villa. 1-on-4 and poked away by Nacho.
I wonder what the celebration's going to be like for David Villa if he gets on the score sheet.
Familiar. Here's Vazquez now. He's got 10 goals in 28 career games against Real Madrid from his time in Spain. Asensio fronted by Bradley. And a cross sent away by Bradley from Achraf Hakimi. 18-year-old playing it right back. Played Real Madrid tonight.
Played at every single age level. Moroccan came over in 2006. Every age level for Real Madrid. Now he's on the field with the first team.
Got a number of players from the U19 team for the reserves brought in for this tour by Zinedine Zidane. There's Taylor Hernandez on the ball. Really the only two actual purchases of the summer. DeMarcus Beasley prepares to come on for the MLS All-Stars for the injured Garza. Lucas Vazquez. And Jelle Van Damme. And Van Damme goes to ground. Alan Chapman's going to wave that away. You heard the shouts. It is an all-star game. It is an exhibition.
That's a good time to bring up VAR.
We'll have video review this weekend in MLS.
And that would be reviewed because that was a potential penalty decision.
One of the 4 scenarios that will be reviewed starting this weekend in MLS. And Alan Chapman, in fact, will be the video assistant referee for a game a lot of us will be at Sunday night at Yankee Stadium, New York City, New York Red Bulls. It continues here with MLS still playing with 10 after the Garza injury before Beasley can get back out. And they'll be able to make that sub now. So here comes a familiar face in these parts, DeMarcus Beasley. Former Chicago Fire player, really made his name in a 4.5-year spell with the Fire, starting in the year 2000 in his 5th All-Star game.
I had a tremendous career. I played with him with the national team, against him many times over in England.
Isco weaving his way through, and Johan Kappelhoff there to meet him.
Real bubbly character, DeMarcus Beasley.
Let's get some sounds from the field, and MLS All-Stars coach Veljko Paunovic.
Play simple. Okay, no problem. Let's go.
It's probably the extent of the coaching he's really doing in a game like this tonight.
Yeah, when it's not your team, it's all about encouragement and fun. Go out and express yourself. DeMarcus Beasley, I know he's up there in age a little bit now, but he still has the pace to get forward as well, and this game's going to open up.
Major League Soccer and FS1, sponsored by Audi. The Audi Player Index tracks every move, every match. To learn more, visit MLSsoccer.com/Audi. As the rain continues to pelt down, you hope it lets off and the conditions don't tamper down the game tonight. It's Graham Zusi stepping in to make the tackle. And the ball for Kaká, which skipped past him, and 8 minutes in, but the MLS All-Stars have really touched the ball so far.
They're playing against a team in preseason. They've got to start getting their rhythm, and they've not played with each other.
Asensio driving in, clipping in the cross. Van Dam was there in front of Howard, who's going to be able to collect.
And that's the hardest thing when you have a collection of players to come together. It's usually the first 15, 20 minutes. You're trying to get used to the players, but there's such good players out there. They'll get used to it.
Jovinko spins around off the ball from Kaká. Schweinsteiger. Fresh off the Gold Cup win for the United States national team. Scored at both the semifinal and the final. Jovinko, his Toronto SC teammate for Kaká. Broken up by Cruz. Hard challenge there between Zusi and Theo Hernandez, who's down with a shout.
I was going to say the screen may have been harder than the tackle, but he did step right on top of him.
Zusi, who scored on this field last June at the Copa America Centenario, as the U.S. beat Costa Rica 4-0 tonight. Beasley poking that away in his first time called into action. Well, he was trying to win a throw. Vasquez kept it in play. Marcus Beasley eventually loses his footing. Altidore from Schweinsteiger. Rides the challenge, and another from Sergio Ramos. There's Graham Zusi now. The ball caught underneath his feet. The man who just tackled hard was breathing down his neck. Zusi sitting in the cross. It's kept in there momentarily by David Villa. Kaká stepping in as Vasquez couldn't control it. Kaká couldn't get a shot away. Mayoral getting a touch on the ball now. Toni Kroos. Schweinsteiger, one-time friend and teammate for club and country, dealing with him there. The return for Kroos. Schweinsteiger letting him get in behind there, but a comfortably wide header. All right, Katie with him down on the sideline. What's the word on Greg Garza?
John, the official report from the Chicago training staff was a right subluxation shoulder. In layman's term, his shoulder separated from the socket. I can tell you, from the moment he stepped off the field, his Atlanta teammate, Michael Parkhurst, did not leave his side for a long time.
Now that, again, is the last thing you want to see in a game like this for a team that and a player that's having such success this year.
Yeah, it's not nice. Not nice for anyone when your arm is out. You saw it when the weight went down there, and he had immediately grabbed it. Terrible news for Atlanta and Greg.
They're all in for Isco now. And across for Lucas Vasquez, who will engage with Beasley. A return for Isco. Urge to shoot. How about Toni Kroos? Blocks by Johan Kappelhoff.
And that could be another one by VAR. VAR would be busy in the early going.
David Villa, early ball. Josie Altidore. Sergio Ramos running with him. Jovinko peeling off. Schweinsteiger the trailer. Kaká for Altidore. For Schweinsteiger. Kaká. Going 1v4, got bumped off it there by Hakimi. It was Villa and Kaká who scored 2 years ago in the MLS All-Star game as they beat Tottenham Hotspur in Denver.
That was Isco again who set up that chance by Toni Kroos, and before that he set up the counter himself. Good with his feet, doesn't matter which way he's facing.
Asensio. Mateo flying forward on the overlap. Zusi running with him. Teo cutting it back, and Kappelhoff was there.
Zusi's going to have his hand full with Teo on the left-hand side. A lot of pace. Here is this potential handball. VAR would have had a look at it. Oh, and the arms go raised. They're close to his body. John, is that inconclusive or conclusive? I think it's a handball. I don't think his arm should be that high up.
And we had a long chat yesterday. Howard Webb, the former Premier League and World Cup final referee who's been in charge of this project for MLS and the Professional Referees Organization. And one of the key things in the video review is he said, we're not looking to see if the decision was correct on the field. We're looking to see if the decision was clearly and obviously wrong. Here's Vasquez on Beasley again. Couldn't dance through him.
DeMarcus did really well to stay position and keep his hips square. Lucas Vasquez's hips were going one way and feet the other.
Jovinko wanted the outlet ball and said it's going to be Graham Zusi carrying forward. Zusi in for Altidore. Trying to find space. A little bit of contact there, allowing Keylor Navas to come out and get it. It's Marcos Llorente. He was tracking him back there.
He did well. Josie Altidore made a powerful run. Thought he got in the right position of him.
Weaving his way through, gets it back from Vasquez.
And this is a little danger when you haven't played together a lot of times, the defensive cohesion, and you're not going to be pressing. And I know it's an all-star game, but when good players are allowed to have time on the ball, you will concede chances. But that's what we want. We want a lot of chances tonight, John.
You want a high-scoring game. But you talked about a little bit. It's not been a terribly successful preseason, at least from a perception standpoint, a result standpoint. Draw with Manchester United. They lost in penalties. Real Madrid, a 4-1 loss to Man City. Saturday night in Miami, what a scene that was as they got down 2 goals in 7 minutes to Barcelona and lost 3-2. Vasquez, Isco couldn't get through Beasley. Got a contact there involving Jelle Van Dam. And Beasley, that was slowed down by the slick turf as he was trying to play the outlet for Jovinko. Asensio, offside, flag is up on Lucas Vasquez. Well, this is Alan Chapman's ref cam view of this penalty shot a moment ago.
And again, it's Isco who sets it up. I mean, he sees a great view of it. He's obviously deemed that it's maybe an all-star game. He's not given a penalty, or he thought his hands were really close to his chest, but they're awful high. I think it's a penalty, John.
We'll see if Chapman agrees with you Sunday night at Yankee Stadium in a moment like that. He'll be helping to review. MLS on FS1 is sponsored by AT&T. MLS All-Stars trying to work themselves into this game. Quarter hour in. How about that little move from Kaká? Sergio Ramos read it the whole way. He was fouled behind the play. He's slow to get up behind the play. Advantage played, and that one too far for Asensio.
Kaká didn't mean that.
Former teammates from Kaká's 4 seasons with Real Madrid.
A great little bit of skill, letting that go. A little flick through the legs. Sergio Ramos, so experienced. And that's what we want to see as well, that skill.
Coming into his 13th season with Real Madrid, Sergio Ramos, and yesterday he stayed on the field by far the longest. Everyone else from Real Madrid had gone in from their open training session yesterday morning. And Ramos stayed out doing a lot of extra fitness work. 31 now. Over 500 appearances, 14 trophies, 7 times in the World Best 11. To say nothing of his World Cup and 2 European Championships he's won with Spain. A lot of that with David Villa, who's on the field tonight for the MLS All-Stars.
I went and met up with Gareth Bale and Luka Modric last night for a few minutes, and they said they have been running a lot and working hard, as you'd expect. It's Real Madrid. They have to try to win every single game once the season starts. And even in preseason, as we've seen, a little bit of pressure creeping in.
Altidore and Sergio Ramos. Find Villa off the quick throw. Beasley's touch. Achraf, as they tend to call him. Achraf Hakimi. He's controlling it out. He gets the switch away to Zusi. Kaká. Zusi will continue his run forward. Jovinko just skips away from Toni Kroos. Bradley there along with Altidore, teammates for Toronto FC, leaders in MLS. Schweinsteiger flicking it further along. It's Kaká out there, and an alert Theo Hernandez to block the cross. Too far for Sebastian Jovinko. Let's get some more sounds from the game from the MLS All-Stars bench.
Establish the possession and try to keep the ball as much as we can and then move side to side. Bravo, David. David.
And we had a fun chat with him yesterday just about this incredible group of players he gets to work with for a couple of days, spend time with. Let's take a long run. Tripped up by Johan Kappelhoff, who plays for Panovic with the Chicago Fire, and a free kick for Real Madrid.
And Teo's been impressive on that left-hand side, very quick going forward. Correct decision by the referee. Just slides by Kappelhoff.
Quickly back into play. Vasquez.
He looks good on that left-hand side, Teo.
As you said, he's one of their 2 big purchases. They actually got him from Atletico Madrid, where his older brother Lucas is a regular starter for them. We're starting against Real Madrid in that Champions League semifinal. In fact, when we were in Madrid for that, that was the big drama in all the newspapers. Going into the second leg, shot from distance, wide there from Isco.
He's going to have his work cut out for him, trying to play ahead of Marcelo, another experienced player. A lot of trophies in his cabinet.
He was playing on loan last season at Deportivo Alaves. Took him all the way to the Copa del Rey final for the first time in their 91-year history.
It's well wide, but as a goalkeeper, you want to make sure there's 2 or 3 yards wide. You never know when these balls are going to dip and swerve at the last moment.
The drama was surrounding the fact there's long been a gentleman's agreement between Atletico and Real Madrid to not buy each other's players unless everyone agreed to it, and it was something that Atletico felt was a bit underhanded from Real Madrid to buy him, putting through a medical, and specifically to announce and sort of leak the transfer ahead of the second leg of their Champions League semifinal. Vasquez blasting just wide as Real Madrid continue to get closer.
Oh, and this one's a lot closer. Tim Howard doesn't move. I think if that's a couple inches closer to the goal, that's in.
Jovinko on Sergio Ramos. It was actually Zusi who deflected the pass away. He was trying to find Kaká in the middle. Vasquez blocked by Michael Bradley. Is there a chance to go? David Villa's in space on the left, and it's a great recovery by Achraf, the right back, to get in that passing lane quickly to the far side. Marco Asensio running in at Kappelhoff, saved by Howard just beyond the forehead of Vasquez for the follow-up.
Yeah, and the game's opened up, and that's a good save by Tim Howard. Stands his ground. Moments earlier, Lucas Vasquez whipped one narrowly into the goal. And that's a good stop.
The man who backed off at least the backstopped the knockout stages of the Gold Cup for the U.S. Guzan playing in the group stage. Flipped ahead. Altidore is going to get there, but he's offside.
It was good tracking back by Achraf to get the ball, and it's that man Isco who finds Asensio on the left. There's not enough pressure, so he takes on. You see Tim Howard, he's set, Makes a good save low down to his left-hand side. So important. Goalkeepers get their feet set in a position and balanced.
There's Toni Kroos now. Mayoral it's straight offside. Asensio returning for Kroos. They're traffic stabbed in the air by Jelle van Damme. Jovinko being chased out of there, but able to keep it with Zusi. Asensio, one of the players that we saw last spring really emerging for a Real Madrid team that had a couple of absences going forward as Schweinsteiger gives away that foul. Thomas Rodriguez, Alvaro Morata, among the players that have departed Madrid in the offseason.
Like that foul by Schweinsteiger. It's never nice, no matter what type of game it is, when you don't have the ball. A little bit of pride takes over.
So we talked about some. When do the competitive juices kick in? Exhibition though it may be, these are all professionals.
You asked me that question. I said the very first time you get kicked, you know it's not a friendly.
Schweinsteiger, Katie, with the mention, was a part of that 2014 All-Star game in Portland, which was a fantastic game and got a little bit spicy at the end. There were some challenges that Pep Guardiola, if you remember, wasn't a huge fan of. You do hear that sometimes from players and coaches. There is no such thing as a friendly.
And all that means is that the result is not going to be bright lights and big picture in the papers the next day. But right now, Zinedine Zidane's going to want to start winning some games in preseason and take some victories into the league campaign.
David Villa, wrong angle there for Altidore. Nacho was just able to recover it. Nacho getting clipped on the leg by Villa. And that's going to be a free kick for Real Madrid. Villa, a long-time forward on the side of Real Madrid. Played for Barcelona, played for Atletico. In fact, Villa won 5 different trophies at the expense of Real Madrid. Twice his Barcelona teams won La Liga. Real Madrid were runners-up. Barcelona beating Real Madrid on their way to a Copa del Rey and a UEFA Champions League title. And the most famous one was actually back in 2003. It's Otreff now wide, in for Lucas Vazquez. Trying to get space on Van Damme, sending in the cross. Zusi just playing along and safe to the far side, and a corner for Real Madrid, first of the night.
Lucas Vazquez started that whole move by his run inside that allowed Ashraf to get forward. When that ball's at his feet, again, the crowd, they get so excited. Very quick.
Isco sending this one in. Altidore sending it out, and Jovinko now can he lead the break. That's a nutmeg on Toni Kroos. Kaká to his right, Schweinsteiger to his left. That's a bit behind him, able to keep it for Villa. Vazquez got a foot in, and it's cleaned up backwards. It was 2004 that David Villa was playing for Real Zaragoza, and they pulled the upset over the Galacticos, Real Madrid, including Zinedine Zidane, in the Copa del Rey final. Villa scored that day in a 3-2 victory. Van Damme tackles it away only as far as Isco. Lucas Vazquez now further wide. Traffy's going to get there to get the cross in. Van Damme just there in front of Mayoral. In fact, that was the only trophy that Zinedine Zidane did not win as a player with Real Madrid, was the Copa del Rey, losing twice in the final, including to David Villa's Real Zaragoza 13 years ago.
It's a terrible career then, because he didn't win that Copa del Rey. What a great player.
He won a few other things.
What a great player.
Wilson for Vazquez. Took the step on Schweinsteiger. Mayoral letting fly, and Howard at full stretch, happy to see it end up in the stands.
Well, it's natural when you haven't played together. Some holes are going to appear, and they are in the middle of the midfield. Van Damme doesn't know to step or go back. He retreats. I think Tim Howard would have had that one covered.
Schweinsteiger again flying through, unable to win the ball. Knocked away by Llorente, and now Isco. Zusi backing off. Teo to his left. Teo has it now, crossing the deck, blocked out by Zusi. Llorente on the ball. Played for Zidane. Real Madrid reserves a couple of seasons ago. On loan last season. Isco. Asensio. Teo. As the wave makes its way around the 60,000 plus capacity Soldier Field. Villa almost able to take that ball off Otroff, but the teenager runs away with it, trying to get around to Marcus Beasley. That's got to be a penalty. It is just going to be given as a corner. And it sure looked like it from up here.
Yeah, and that's another one for VAR.
Or the fact that it's an exhibition game.
Video review's going to have their day with this one. Maybe just gets a little toe. This could be one of those where they deem inconclusive, because if it's not just guaranteed,
a clear and obvious error
to
the call in the field.
That's what I was trying to think of. He said it 41 times to us, didn't he, in the meeting?
So it's a corner for Real Madrid, number 2 of the first half.
Sorry, Howard Webb, my lookalike. I forgot that phrase.
Toni Kroos to take. Deep out swinger from him. Easily able to just get it as far as Isco. Isco driving in. Running it back to the outside. Villa goes to ground. Another corner on the way. Can look for Nacho, and he mishits it. A promising moment. MLS on FS1 is sponsored by Advocare, the official sports nutrition partner of Major League Soccer. And movement on the bench, and this is about the time in the first half we thought we might see some subs. A giveaway there by Howard. They are all weaving through. Bradley able to help Schweinsteiger get it away. Those players who, just the amount of games that they've been going through, and in particular in Josie Altidor's case, we understand coming off. He's had the Gold Cup. And they've got a big game, in fact, next weekend. Toronto against Chicago, just down the road in Bridgeview, Illinois.
That's only right. When you make the All-Star roster, you should be given playing time, and you also don't want to wear out any of the players that are on there. It's a real shame about what happened with Greg Garza.
Great little touch by Zusi to find Bradley clipping it in. Last chance for Altidor to make an impact tonight. He's going to run past him, though. Otroff being harassed by David Villa. It'll be Ignacio Piatti of the Montreal Impact, who will be coming on to the next chance for the MLS All-Stars. Quickly forward now for Isco. Running at Kappelhoff. Isco running by Kappelhoff, but ran out of space there on the byline. Here comes the change. So Altidor is off, and Ignacio Piatti, 32 years old, from Argentina. 4th year now with Montreal. Best 11 in MLS last year. And those two opposite sides of one of the most fun games you and I have called the last couple of years. That second leg of the Eastern Conference Championship in Toronto.
It was cold and it was crazy, that's for sure. That's what we want to see today, all that action, all those goals.
It looked like it for a while there with the rain and the smoke. Offside flag up on Kroos.
Well, Greg Vandy now will be happy. One of his players is off safely.
She said that is part of the deal, and we've heard it in recent years from Caleb Porter and Pablo Mastroeni and Dominic Kinnear last year. You do get every other coach in the league on just blowing up your phone in the week leading up, trying to make sure that their guy comes back in one piece for the game on the weekend.
And if you're a Tata Martino and you've never been in a league that's had an all-star game, a friendly in the middle, you're going to be a little bit aggrieved, I think. But I accept it. And we seem a very, very level-headed manager.
This is Piatti now. Zusi to his right. Zusi hit around Teo on the outside, and the 19-year-old recovers that. Llorente pressured out, but it will be a throw for Real Madrid. Llorente, a native of Madrid, joined up with the academy as a 13-year-old. This is David Villa now, looking for space, looking to cut it back. No one was there. Was Llorente able to get it clear to Vasquez? Now Kroos. Bradley buzzing around. This is a little flash there of what we saw so much in the spring from Real Madrid, that quick ball movement and working out of pressure.
And all the different tactics. They sat back and they countered. They also tried a high press, and they were effective with everyone.
This goes return. That's onside. It's patted away by Howard. The clearance only as far as Lucas Vazquez, trying to find space on Beasley, who blocks the shot.
Well, I'm sure in a game, in a league game, he just fired right by the legs of the goalkeeper. In a game like this, he tried a little trick.
Asensio looking to play that in. Zusi heads it away. Isco brings it down. Have the angle on it to volley. How about the spin and a free kick for Real Madrid?
Yes, how about the spin? Very, very clever.
Leonti, the guilty party. It's a rare chance for someone other than Cristiano Ronaldo to take a free kick for Real Madrid.
Is that Sergio Ramos?
It is. Had a career high 10 goals last season, all competitions.
And when he comes up on set pieces, he's such a nuisance. Climbs on people's backs.
Cruz is hanging around nearby as well, but this looks like Sergio Ramos all the way, and it is, and it's over the bar. Let's go down to the field. Katie with them. We understand with Josie Altidore.
I am standing here with Josie. You were out there for the better portion of the first half hour. What was it like out there?
It was good. It's a fun atmosphere. The fans are lively, so I think everybody's having a lot of fun.
Anybody surprised you on the field?
Timmy Howard playing with his feet. I never knew he can do that. He looked really good. We put him under pressure a couple of times, but he did okay.
I love it, Josie. Appreciate the time.
No
Thank
problem.
you.
Now, in Altidore, you mentioned Greg Vanny and Jovinko and Bradley. They lead the Supporters Shield race. They've got a big game next weekend here in Chicago.
That's not nice having to go to goalkeeper in an all-star game, Josie. Come on.
Altroff all around the outside. Back in for Mayoral, and it's Mondamu got his body in the way. Asensio, how about that control to bring it down? Now on Zusi. Asensio blocked by Kappelhoff. Vazquez controls it. Back heel for Toni Kroos, who puts it just wide.
Ooh, that's another close one. You just tell by the goalkeepers, by Tim Howard's body language. It's a difficult one to save because you're coming back the other way.
10th shot Real Madrid have put up in 34 minutes.
I'd normally be critical of not getting pressure to the ball, as you know, but
this is hard for you to sort of just back off and
this
be
is
fine
good.
with it.
No, it's easy for me to do. It's actually nice to do it because they don't have to pick it apart.
Villa trying to return for Kaká. They had Jovinko in space there. Jovinko's going to come away with this as Llorente miscontrolled it. Kaká dragging it in, turning the corner, cutting it back. David Villa, what a save! Keylor Navas hasn't had much of anything to do in 35 minutes. And coming up big there.
Well, all the players are getting up to look at Navas' save, but here's Toni Kroos's transverse. Just narrowly, whoa, that was very close. And then right down the other way. What makes this save really good is when Villa opens up his body, Navas thinks he's going to his left. He stays up as long as he can and get that right paw on it.
Jovinko to take the ensuing corner. Everybody back to defend for Real Madrid. As it swung in, Schweinsteiger closest to it.
Hey, Toni Kroos's shot was close.
Well, a good moment there for Keylor Navas, a goalkeeper that coming into his fourth season now, always being heavily criticized, always under pressure, was very nearly surplus and redundant 2 years ago this month, and yet
Champions League winner.
Another Champions League winner came with a massive early save when the game was still scoreless to deny Miralem Pjanic in the final in Cardiff, and he's going to be back stateside September the 1st, Costa Rica against the United States at Red Bull Arena. Massive World Cup qualifier on the way. And you saw in the tunnel there Navas and some of the U.S. internationals in the lineup exchanging pleasantries.
Just shows that Real Madrid, you win the Champions League trophy. Okay, you're supposed to. You're Real Madrid. You start again the next season. And guess what? You're supposed to win it again. And if you don't, there is pressure on you.
Beasley back from Jovinko. Back for Jovinko. An errant switch meant for Zusi. Former teammate of yours, current friend of yours, Gareth Bale.
Yeah, wonderful player. Really good guy. It always makes me laugh when people say, I think he's under pressure. Look, the only time that man is under pressure if he has a 5-foot putt on a golf course.
Well, he was bothered so much by injuries. We barely saw him last spring. It was great to see him get a cameo late appearance in the Champions League final in his hometown of Cardiff. Vasquez the strength there on Jovinko. Hoping for better health and better success this coming season. Bruce knocked away there by Kappelhoff. As Piatti working hard to escape Isco. Couldn't keep it on Sergio Ramos and Llorente, and Sergio Ramos will carry forward, and the Real Madrid fans in the building rise to their feet. Asensio's cross, and enough of that from Kappelhoff. Howard able to prevent it from a corner, and Sergio Ramos is a long run back.
Well, I'm assuming Real Madrid's going to make a host of changes either at halftime or shortly after, so the players that are on the field after creating all these chances are going to want at least a goal to the good to show for it.
It's too far for Piatti.
Which is probably why you saw Sergio Ramos get a sprint into the box.
Pressure there, forcing a giveaway. Long spell of possession for the MLS All-Stars. Levandam, who's this week got a new teammate, Jonathan Dos Santos, and a new coach in Ziggy Schmidt with the LA Galaxy.
And a red card in his first game.
He is the league leader in yellow cards and red cards this season in MLS. Levandam. Not top 10 in fouls, though, so efficient. As David Villa strays offside.
So when he does it right. He's experienced. He'll be used to coaching changes and player changes. It's no problem.
One of the finalists last year for both Newcomer of the Year and Defender of the Year. Great signing for the LA Galaxy. 5 minutes to go in this first half. And you would expect almost entirely new teams for the second half. Big, long dressed rosters for both teams, and wanting to limit minutes and give as many players as much time as possible. So time running out for the players on the field to make an impact. Great little turnaround, and the shot is going to be well wide from Marco Asensio, and it's Ignacio Piatti a little bit slow to get up.
Yeah, the two players from Real Madrid I don't think we will see any of because they were doing a lot of fitness beforehand on the field would be Luka Modric and Varane.
Cristiano Ronaldo has some judicial matters to attend to right now in Madrid. Not on this tour either. Isco. Just got that away from Piatti's pressure. Teo will tee it up and put it wide. It's been target practice for Real Madrid. The problem is they've been very rarely hitting the target so far. 16 shot, of which 2 have actually forced a save out of Tim Howard. Villa challenging for that in the air. Kaká brings it down. Llorente running with him. Able to control the ball now, has work to do. Does it well. Miscontrolling. Beasley, 17 years his senior, was challenging for that in the air. Bradley running it back for a moment. And it's going to be a free kick. And Michael Bradley takes a moment. Well, coming up on our Audi halftime report, Rob and the guys were joined by a special guest, MLS Commissioner Don Garber. Big news today at a press conference earlier today. Announcements of new sponsorship deals, talking about expansion to Miami, all that and more with Don Garber coming up on our Bloody halftime report as it slipped through for Sergio Ramos.
And he goes for a chip. That's Sergio Ramos, but he's just trying to get fitness now. He's making these sprints into the box. And he takes a good touch here. Normally, I would think he's going to blast it to either the near post low or the far post low. Both are not certain goals, but very close to it. And he goes for the cheeky little chip.
And Ramos, who had an absolute crush of people trying to get his autograph as he came off the field yesterday. And I mean that literally. There was one fan who actually required some medical attention afterwards. Such was the crush of bodies trying to get a piece of him. Vasquez driving in. The return. A little under hit. Kaká dumping it along. Piatti. Susi making a run up the right. Instead, Kaká goes left for David Villa. Now it'll find the feet of Graham Susi. Kaká. David Villa wants it. David Villa. You saw what he was trying to do there. But it's off target. And we'll be seeing more from the reigning league MVP Sunday night at Yankee Stadium, New York City. New York Red Bulls, part of a doubleheader for you of MLS action here on FS1, along with Sporting Kansas City and Atlanta United. We're getting into the home stretch now. Isco long outlet. Lucas Vasquez straying in behind there to Marcus Beasley, but onside, waiting for support. Vasquez running in now on Beasley. A long touch, he got there. And that did take a deflection on the way through. It'll be another corner for Real Madrid.
That was Van Damme who kept him on. It was a good ball. Vasquez, when he gets a run of steam, a head of steam going, you can't really stop him. He just shifts it to the left of DeMarcus Beasley, just trying to curl that in the corner. Tim Howard may have been behind it.
The player saw a lot of time last year. 50 appearances in all competitions for Lucas Vasquez. Only 4 goals in there, though. It's played in, and Sergio Ramos closest to it. Schweinsteiger heads it away and took a bit of a bump for his efforts. And Toni Kroos having the 1v1 battle with Kaká. 1 minute stoppage time on the way. Maybe less than that. We're understanding is Toni Kroos weaving his way through. And Van Damme, whether he needed to or not, got his forehead to it to deflect it along out for another corner. What a great little run that was by Toni Kroos.
Yeah, tremendous skill. And then the ball got stuck underneath his foot, and he tried to scoop it up and over.
So this might well be the last action of the first half. Team to the backside. Archer got a touch. It's going to go out. And they changed their mind. They will put 1 minute officially up on the board. And now the team looks particularly interested in playing out any of this minute. Sergio Ramos among the players who've gone close. 18 shots. Just the 2 of them on target. Tim Howard making those saves, and the rain looks like it's largely tapered off. We'll see a fresh set of players and hopefully a more goal-filled second half. If there's time enough maybe for one last chance for the MLS All-Stars. Jovinko able to keep it on Llorente. Jovinko wanting it himself and just wide. Taylor Navas was scrambling back to his right. Happy to see it miss the post, and that is... looks like it's going to be the final action of the first half, and indeed it is.
I thought right when he got the ball here, he was going to look up to try to chip him. He was able to carry on a little bit. Keylor Navas, now he has to try to shuffle back. Oh! And that is close. Probably just gets his hand on it.
One of the closest chances we've seen. Still waiting for a goal, though. Robbing the guys with MLS Commissioner Don Garber coming up. 45 minutes down, 45 to go here in Chicago in the 2017 MLS All-Star Game. Still waiting for a goal with Real Madrid.
Out of fabric softener, going on a Target run. Need anything? Clorox wipes for my little artist. An eraser for my little man.
Yeah, no.
Got it.
Get everyday low prices on everyday essentials. Target Run and done.
Where's Gary?
Saved money on motorcycle insurance with Geico. Going up the country. Later, Gary.
I have a motorcycle.
Wonderful.
Geico Motorcycle. Great rates for great rides.
They said it was impossible to have great-tasting light beer. Boom! Award-winning Heineken Light, brewed with Cascade hops. They also said a hologram can't pour a beer. That's unfortunate.
We the people are tired of being surprised with extra monthly fees. We want HD and every box and DVR all included. Because we don't like surprises.
Yes, like changing up the celebrity at the end to someone more handsome and talented.
Really?
And British.
Switch from cable to DirecTV. Get an all-included package for $25 a month. And for a limited time, get a $100 reward card. Call 1-800-DIRECTV.
Pizza Hut knows what every man, woman, and child wants. The best deal on pizza, like a large two-top pizza for $7.99. Just call in to carry out. Yeah. Or order online for delivery. Because no one out-pizzas the Hut.
If you're going to chase your dreams, remember, they're faster than you think.
It's an MLS Soccer Sunday triple header on ESPN and FS1.
Rated T for Teen. This summer, only in theatres, watch Dunkirk, the story of the most daring rescue mission of World War II. Then continue the fight in World of Warships as you expand your World War II experience in epic online multiplayer battles with authentic World War II ships. Download and play for free at playwarships.com.
When you paint with Frog Tape, something magical happens because Frog Tape is the only painting tape with patented paint block technology to give you the cleanest, sharpest lines possible. The patented paint block reacts with water and latex paint to form a micro barrier against paint bleed. Frog Tape Delicate even works on freshly painted surfaces, giving you maximum creative flexibility for professional results when you paint. There is only one name to know. Frog Tape keeps paint out, keeps lines sharp.
Tuesday, soccer superpowers face off on FS1. Champions League title holder Real Madrid. Europa League winner Manchester United. A clash of champions for the UEFA Super Cup. Real Madrid, Manchester United. Tuesday at 2 Eastern on FS1.
MLS on FS1 is presented by Audi. Sold out crowd in very humid Chicago, 0-0 at the break. How do you know you're watching an all-star game? People like to dribble through their box and make lots of passes through the box. Things you would not see in a regular season or playoff game. Glad you're here with us at the break. Rob Stone, Eric Winalda, Stu Holden, and Alexi Lawless with you. Let's get right to our first half highlights. Everybody making their way out onto the field. Again, ref cam in action today, but a really bad moment if you are Atlanta United and MLS. Greg Garza going down with a right shoulder separation.
Yeah, my first text was to technical director over there, Carlos Bocanegra. Not happy. It's not what you like to see if you are Atlanta United. Hoping for a speedy recovery for him.
And look, if you're going to be the goalkeeper for an MLS All-Star team playing against Real Madrid, you're going to be called upon a time or two, and Tim Howard was, and each and every time that he was called upon, he did exactly what Tim Howard does, make the save.
Little turnover here, and David Villa almost getting one.
Look, I mean, we've seen these guys hook up before, even though they play for Real Madrid and Barcelona. They're still friends, and they know the game very well. He should have put that away, though.
And then, Stu, you and I had a great view of this one from Giovinco.
Don Garber was standing right behind this one. You and I thought that was in. Keylor Navas was not getting there. That one just nestles inside that left post. We've seen him do it time after time for Toronto FC, inches away from opening the scoring there.
let's take a look at our first half breakdown of the Audi Player Index. Pretty self-explanatory as you look at the numbers there with Bradley and Schweinsteiger. Visit MLSsoccer.com/Audi to learn more. A quick note to our good friend, Dr. Joe Machnick. Doctor, I hope you've told Barbara by now, because if not, the secret's out of the bag. Our dear friend, our rules expert, our FIFA match commissioner, Dr. Joe Machnick, will be one of 2 people inducted this year into the National Soccer Hall of Fame. He's going in as a builder for his multiple roles as a player, as a coach, as a referee, his days with the MISL, MLS, the FIFA match commissioner, the former All-American goalkeeper as well at LIU, and just one of our favorite human beings that we deal with. And Dr. Joe, we are so proud, and we are excited to be joined by that man next, Commissioner Don Garber, on Miami, expansion, and VAR.
What is different? It comes from sidestepping the ordinary, going beyond, and doing more. Introducing the new BlackBerry Key 1, built to do more. Different.
They said it was impossible to have great tasting light beer. Boom! Award-winning Heineken Light brewed with Cascade hops. They also said a hologram can't pour a beer. That's unfortunate.
All sports have fans, but soccer isn't like all sports. Soccer has supporters, and they're a different breed entirely. They call themselves outlaws or armies. They show up for club and country to sing, chant, or march to the beat of their own drum. Literally. These aren't fair weather fans. They're wear a scarf in any weather fans. There are a million reasons why supporters love soccer, but supporters are the reason why we do.
They say robots will replace us, that they can do everything we can do, but there's no robot for insight or hustle or a handshake. At Century 21, we say, good luck, robots. When it comes to making dreams come true, humans win every time. Century 21.
I am craving a Dr. Pepper.
He rides a wave of Dr. Pepper when you crave it, Dr. Pepper. Crave Rider. He's really good at delivering Dr. Pepper, and nothing ever stops him.
Sorry, guys, I don't do wolves.
Really?
Yeah, but I left you some Dr. Pepper.
He's going to back up now because he's scared of getting gravies. When you crave.
All right, we're back with one of the best dunkers in basketball. His name is Zach LaVine.
Thank you guys for having me.
All right, enough with the jibber jab. Let's roll Zach's top 10 dunks. Okay. Oh, look at that.
Hachi, chachi, dunky, reeny.
Guys, these aren't my dunks. These are sandwiches.
Welcome to our house, Zach.
That's right. We live here.
You live here with the sandwiches?
No, I have a home and a wife and a child. I live here with the sandwiches.
Try the new Dunked Ultimate Chicken Sandwich in 3 bold flavors and get half-price shakes and ice cream slushes after 8 p.m. This is how you Sonic.
La Quinta presents How to Win at Business. Step 1. Point decisively with the arm of your glasses. Abracadabra, the stage is yours. Step 2. Choose La Quinta, the only hotel where you can redeem loyalty points for a free night instantly and win at business.
We welcome you back to Chicago, and now we take a look at your AT&T Goal of the Week. It was a stunning game-winning goal, late stages of Orlando City's victory over Atlanta, Hector Villalba. Fans, be sure to visit MLSsoccer.com/GOTW to vote for the goal you think should be crowned the AT&T Goal of the Week. We're pleased to be joined once again live by the Commissioner of Major League Soccer, Don Garber. I know you got out of your Board of Governors meeting earlier today. It's a topic we've been talking to you about for years, Miami. The line you said today, we believe the time is right, finally, for Miami to become a great MLS city. Look, for years, it's felt like a square peg in a round hole. Why is the time right now?
You know, it starts with a final stadium location, which we've worked so hard for. And really, David needed a financial partner who he now has with Todd Boehly. You know, we've got a couple of issues we needed to work out. We've got some time to do that. our board said, hey, we're ready to go. If you could resolve those issues, take your time to do that. And we hope to be in Miami in several weeks' time to be able to celebrate with David and his partners.
All right, so hot spots in this country. I want to talk about expansion. I want to know where it is. I don't know how much you're willing to tell me, but where are we going next?
Yeah, I don't know where exactly, Eric. I know that we've got 12 markets, and those 12 markets are all very interested for those 4 spots. We'll pick 2 in December. You have Nashville, Cincinnati, Sacramento, Detroit, all who are really energized, surprising us all. But then you got Charlotte and Raleigh and Tampa and so many other markets. So we'll be in December with 2 to pick, and we'll have 2 great cities and then 2 more picking sometime after that.
Fantastic stuff.
Don, you said today also, you said the last 4. Does that mean we're going from 24 to 28 and that is the end of expansion, or is that just your current understanding of where you guys are at as a league?
Really, we had to be very fair, Stuart, and not sort of say it's going to end and then it will continue. At 28, we'll be the largest league in the world. We've got a lot of work that we need to do to onboard all those teams, figure out our competitive format, ensure we have the right players, ensure that we have the right relationship with all those communities. 28 in my tenure, that's for darn sure.
All right, well, let's talk about something that's happening right now. Ready or not, here comes video review. VAR, it's happening this weekend. Why was it so important to you to have it, number one, and to have it mid-season for MLS?
You know, Alexia, Howard Webb came in, made a presentation. You guys have talked about it. Go online at MLSsoccer.com, see his video. It's amazing how cool it is. You know, we're a believer in technology. The North American sports fan is used to it in every aspect of what we do when we consume our content. So we wanted to be first. We wanted to not wait. We tested it for almost a full year. We're ready to roll it out. And let me say to everybody, it's not a silver bullet. The beauty of the game is sort of the discretion that officials have, but we'll correct mistakes. And that's an important part of what I think our fans want.
We were there with it for the FIFA Confederations Cup. It provided plenty of talking points for us. Commissioners, always, we appreciate the time and the insight joining us. Earlier here at halftime, MLS and Wells Fargo awarded the MLS Works Community MVP Contest Grand Prize. 22 finalists. They were chosen from a list of nominees from each of the 22 MLS clubs. Fans voted for Keith Palau as the outstanding individual who makes a positive impact in his community. Wells Fargo, they're going to donate $25,000 to Keith's charity, Embrace Oregon, and pledge $1,000 each to the other 21 finalists. Congratulations to Keith and the entire Portland Timbers community. 0-0 at the break, second 45 from Soldier Field. Next.
This copyrighted telecast of Major League Soccer may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Major League Soccer.
Right now, when you buy a new iPhone 7 from AT&T, you'll get a second iPhone 7 on us and power both with unlimited data and live TV.
California is famous for lots of things. Cars and technology are just 2 of them. Now Mothers brings car care and technology together with California Gold Synthetic Wax. Ultra-fine polishes bring out that Mother's signature gloss and deep, wet shine, while specially formulated polymers form a chemical bond that protects your paint surface. Easy on, easy off, in the shade or in the sun. Mother's Synthetic Wax. Pure California Gold.
Guys, we're out of milk. Going on a Target run. Need anything?
Skim milk.
Chocolate milk. I'm not doing dairy this week.
Got it.
Get everyday low prices on everyday essentials. Target run and done.
They say robots will replace us, that they can do everything we can do. But there's no robot for insight or hustle or a handshake. At Century 21, we say, good luck, robots. When it comes to making dreams come true, humans win every time. Century 21.
They said it was impossible to have great tasting light beer. Boom! Award-winning Heineken Light brewed with Cascade hops. They also said a hologram can't pour a beer. That's unfortunate.
Lewandowski, Aubameyang. The German Super Cup. Dortmund versus Bayern Munich. Saturday at 2 Eastern on Fox.
Daddy?
Yes, sir. You smoke, drink, do drugs? No, sir. Who's your car insurance with? The General, sir. Welcome to the family, son. Thanks, Dad. Get your anonymous online quote and ride with the General.
Card. For a limited time, only at BassPro.com.
This week, MLS Soccer Sundays on ESPN and FS1. First, the Portland Timbers take on the LA Galaxy. It's an earlier time, 2 p.m. Eastern, because of extreme heat in the Pacific Northwest. Then an FS1 doubleheader. New York City taking on the New York Red Bulls at 6. Sporting Kansas City against Atlanta United at 8. MLS Soccer Sunday on ESPN and FS1. So there's going to be about 87 subs here coming up in a moment, and we're going to do our level best to try to stay on top of all of the changes. You're seeing a couple of them on your screen. Matt Hedges, reigning Defender of the Year. Miguel Almiron, tremendous new signing for Atlanta United. Dax McCarty now playing here with the Chicago Fire. Diego Valeri, the Portland Timbers. We see Kellen Acosta and Tom Dwyer out there. So we will sort through them the best we can for both teams. Tom Dwyer, of course, we saw over the weekend the trade a week ago from Kansas City to Orlando. Player bubbling with energy. Brad, what are you hoping to see maybe differently or better in the second half, at least from an entertainment standpoint?
Goals. We want some goals. It's an all-star game. I think we saw lots of chances by Real Madrid in the first half with no goals to show for it. I think once we get one goal, then it's going to open up. No one's going to want to lose the game, so they're going to go for goals, and it'll open.
Well, here's a look back at 19 first-half shots from Real Madrid. The previous high from any team in an all-star game in this current format last couple of years was Bayern Munich with 9.
Yeah, they had lots of possession, lots of shots, as you would expect. Real Madrid have some wonderful world-class players. Even if they're young, they're very, very talented. Playing against a group of players who have never played together before, albeit they have some very good players and talented players themselves. But time and time again, they got in the goal-scoring opportunities. You think in a couple weeks' time, a lot of those are going to fall in.
I was going to say, at what point does that start to bug Zinedine Zidane? The goals aren't going in.
Well, I think they've got Manchester United in the Super Cup. I think it'll bother them. Right then. Then you're going to have Barcelona in the Spanish Super Cup. And the season's going to start shortly after that. So they're going to want to start a lot of these fall soon.
So as we understand it, certainly for MLS, everybody who was on the field at the end of the first half is done for the night. You see Stefan Fry, provider of one of the great moments in MLS Cup history, his remarkable save on Josie Altidore as the Seattle Sounders won MLS Cup last December. Alan Chapman and Ref Cam waiting patiently for the players to make their way out. And Chapman, by the way, is on the verge of his 100th career regular season game in charge. So it looks like Parkhurst and Hedges will be your center back pair. We saw Matt Hedges get a couple of opportunities with the U.S. national team at the Gold Cup. Michael Parkhurst, who started on this field the 2013 Gold Cup final for the United States. It looks like a lot of the same players that ended the half for Real Madrid will begin it. Now they have a couple of subs that they will be making.
So Costa's out at left back, it looks.
And you see Jesus Vallejo, who's coming on. Change in goal as well. Ruben Janez. And also Danny Ceballos. The other acquisition they've had along with Teo Hernandez this summer. Second half underway here in Chicago. The MLS All-Star Game for 2017. Hoping for goals here. And if we do finish tied at the end of 90 minutes, it will be a penalty shootout. Tim Howard involved in one of those a couple of years ago as the MLS All-Stars played Everton. It's Almiron now for Diego Valeri. Valeri looking to clip it in. Vallejo just on the field, who was able to head it away.
Number 21, Matt Hedges. Number 24, Stephen Fry. And number 23, Kellen Acosta.
Still on the field. Nacho looks like he's setting up in a holding midfield position. He's their Swiss Army knife. He's all over the field for Real Madrid. Andrana of FC Dallas is out there right back. Kellen Acosta now chasing this. That's the left back, and that's going to be too far for Lucas Vazquez. All right, Katie Witham, what is the word from downstairs? Veljko Paunovic to the MLS All-Stars bench.
Well, John, you and Brad have talked about All-Star games were meant to be a lot of fun. That's what I was expecting to get from Veljko Paunovic coming out of the locker room at the half. Instead, I got a coach's report because we are taking this extremely serious down here, John. He said it was extremely unlucky for Greg Garza to go down with that injury. He felt like that affected his squad early on, and it allowed them to struggle with their defensive shape and organization. His message to them in the locker room at the half was be patient in that final third and really wait on that perfect pass to put one in the back of the net. They're very serious. I saw those All-Stars out here warming up, no joking around. They were focused on the task at hand, John.
As we said, there is an element of pride that exists in a lot of these guys.
Yeah, and he's not going to want to take a loss of 3-4 or 5-0. But in saying that, Real Madrid have stated their intentions, John. They're playing a lot of the young players, a lot of the players that probably won't be starring at all in that game against Manchester United.
Isco trying to run away from Dex McCarty. Good early touch for Stefan Fry. I do admit what I said earlier. It looks like Ignacio Piatti has actually stayed out there. Everyone else has been changed out for the MLS All-Stars. Trying to step in there on Teo. Maroon couldn't come away with the ball. Dispossessed by Asensio. It does appear with Piatti staying out, it's Giovanni Dos Santos, the only player yet to get on the field for the MLS All-Stars so far tonight. It's Asensio driving through. Maroon just bouncing off him. Play to the far side. It's Atraf, the right back. Sliding the cross all the way through. Valeri dancing away. Grana, number 8 of Argentina, dispossessed, and now Isco on the ball from Asensio. Isco cutting back. Grana going to hook in that cross. It's a bounced off of Vasquez's shoulder, and Alan Acosta, we've seen him at left back before. He's played there for youth and senior national teams, even though he's a holding midfielder for FC Dallas. Put it in for Dom Dwyer. Yanez able to get off his line in time.
Yeah, good goalkeeping, good positioning. It's nice to see MLS the All-Stars go forward. Yeah, Kellen Acosta is really good player, good for the changing room, hard worker, versatile, can play at right back, left back, best positions in the center of the field. Can play as a 6 or an 8.
Being chased, but able to keep it. Atraf. Yeah, it is the fun part of these exhibitions. As it's threaded in for Nemanja Nikolic, it's going too far. Is when you're calling these games, you end up spending the first 10 minutes of second half just trying to figure out who's out there and get your notes all set as you look at Nikolic, leading goal scorer in MLS so far this year. A reminder, the UEFA Super Cup is coming up on Tuesday. We've been talking about it. 2 Eastern here in FS1. Real Madrid, winners of the UEFA Champions League. Manchester United, winners of the UEFA Europa League. One of the ceremonial curtain raisers to the European season. Coming up Tuesday here on FS1. Almiron in for Nikolic and too far. So a little bit more activity going forward for the MLS All-Stars opening 5 minutes of this half.
Yeah, and straight away it takes Sergio Ramos out of the team and straight down the middle twice. They nearly break through. Nikolic's runs forward. Almiron it was just before that. But John, we need a goal. This is an MLS All-Star game. We need a goal. We need this game to open up.
Well, here comes Teo running forward. Parker's there to meet him. Gets it off wide. Driving in, playing in Dex McCarty. Intercepting that from Ceballos. Valeri early. And whistle's going to go. Well, it's interesting. It looks like an offside decision. See the flag come up.
I think the assistant referee probably would have told him it's offside, kept his flag down because the defender touched it and the referee decided that was an advantage.
There you go. So communication over the headsets between Alan Chapman and Adam Vitskowski, the assistant on this near side. Costa going to ground. It's Asensio now. McCarty throws the shoulder, can't take him off the ball. Asensio looking to cut it in. Mayoral and Michael Parkhurst was there to intercept, and a bit more end-to-end, which is good to see as we begin the second half. Valeri to the far side. Piatti wanted to play in for Nikolic, and just too far in front. Vallejo was able to take it away.
You start to see these real big holes in the middle of midfield, but Real Madrid getting a little bit fatigued as this game goes on. And the MLS All-Stars, well, they're in an All-Star game, so defending is probably not their priority.
There on the ball, 24, running from Real Betis. Maybe starting for the last 3 seasons. He's only 20 years of age. This is Vallejo, the center back, coming all the way forward, slipping it in, trying to find Mayoral. And that's from someone in there. Might have been Hedges to break it up. Nicholas there to keep it. Max McCarty. The Chicago team mentioned is on the league last year, now second place overall this year, on pace for one of the best single-season turnarounds in league history.
And Nelson Rodriguez and Paunovic have to be given a lot of credit for turning that around.
Tail from Ceballos. Almiron helping. Just got out of the way there of the challenge. Great little turn from Miguel Almiron.
Oh, and another little dip of the shoulder, and
Nikolic offside flag was going to come up, but it was comfortably in for Johnny as the goalkeeper.
Oh, unlucky Almiron. A little dip of the shoulder and a lot of pace right by Ceballos. Here's more. I want more of that.
I mentioned along with Garza and Parkhurst, just a wonderful story out of Atlanta this year. The crowds, the success on the field. Ceballos once more. Already backing off. In for Isco. Broken up by Valeri. Given right back as Llorente comes to get it. Ceballos again on the turn. McCarty hooks it away. Valeri quickly for Piatti. Nikolic again trying to hold himself onside. Pass won't find him though. This was Vallejo sliding in wearing the number 3, held by Pepe for a decade. At Real Madrid, he was out of contract in the summer and made his way to Besiktas in Turkey. Marco Asensio has Teo running in. Trying to recover. Asensio loose touch. Cleanly recover it. Valeri quickly for Piatti. Nikolic in front of him. Vallejo, the defender, and able to clean that up and play it safe and take a chunk out of the LED advertising boards on the far side.
A little uncharacteristic from a Spanish defender, not playing it back to your goalkeeper and getting it back.
Nikolic, can he turn the corner cleanly? Stayed in play, and a second time. That was too far for Piatti to do anything with. Isco is sprinting forward with it.
You'll know the stats. You're the stat man, John. Has there ever been a 0-0 in an All-Star game?
I'm back and forth right now. I know you're stunned. I've only done 2 of these.
You're an almanac.
I'm getting a helpful series of tweets right now to inform me of the answer, and a quick check suggests no, we have not had one, so hopefully we don't make history in that regard tonight. Llorente spinning back on Almiron. Isco. Valeri trying to cover him, and it's a good tackle by Diego Valeri. Showing off his defensive skills. All-time leader in assists for the Portland Timbers. So here now, just confirmation of how the All-Stars are looking out there. It's the end of 11 for the second half. Change at halftime, and Giovanni Dos Santos, stand to our left, is getting loose and warming up. Expect to see him at some point in the second half.
Yeah, I think 15 minutes in. Piatti will come out. That'll be 30 minutes for Altidore, Piatti, and
Miron, wrong side for Nikolic.
And Dos Santos. Maybe another one of my ex-teammates is going to come out and score a great goal for me. Come on, Gio.
So now for Ceballos to the far side. Off there, spinning it back. Vasquez on Kellen Acosta, who got a foot in. And it will be a corner for Real Madrid. Because Vasquez to take Real Madrid a decade ago this summer as a 16-year-old. The out-swinging corner from him. Up for it, but heading wide was Teo Hernandez.
And Grana, who was marking him. Wasn't really a movement at all. Teo Hernandez just got on the Grana's right shoulder. You see, they're both sort of standing there. That's the best of defending and not the best of headers either.
Alan Chapman giving us his view with our ref cam tonight.
I'm allowed to say this, but the head's got to start getting slippery a little bit.
As you got a lot of moisture, you got to.
We know how it's done. Still don't see
tough.
tough. I still don't see the baldness in me though, John.
Almiron from Piatti, slipping it in. It was just behind Dwyer, and Nacho was able to clear. Asensio charging forward, and Grana can't recover. Parker's fronting him now. Able to shepherd it back. Ceballos. That's onside. Chance for Meyer. Oh! To slip in the first goal of the 2017 All-Star game. Borja Mayoral, 20 years of age, loan on Wolfsburg last season. Back into the first team after playing for Zinedine Zidane in the reserves. Trying to kickstart his season with the opening goal tonight.
And as the defenders are retreating, and this is just work on a training ground. These players don't play with each other. You see Dax McCarty try to tell Grana to tuck in for Michael Parkhurst. It's Hedges who comes over and tries to rectify the situation. And with the aid of a deflection, it may have been going wide. Just slips up and over Stefan Frey. Maybe this is the goal we need, though. MLS All-Stars are going to have to go and attack now. It'll open up even more, and we're going to start getting chances.
They're all a part of the Spanish team at the European Under-21 Championships in June. Finished runners-up to Germany. MLS on FS1, sponsored by Continental Tire for what you do. A couple familiar faces up off the bench for Real Madrid.
I'm not sure if this is good news or bad news for MLS All-Stars now. We're seeing Casemiro, Bale, Benzema.
Vasquez. For Archcraft got inside of Hedges, rolling it across the face of goal. This 18-year-old Madrid-born son of Moroccan parents who debuted for Morocco's national team last fall against Canada. And a big roar on the way as the changes come.
And Zinedine Zidane's son.
Casemiro will be the first to make his way on the field.